Hello and welcome to the vlog. Where are we?
We're currently driving through the Kalahari desert. It's another 18 kilometers to our next lodging. It should be some kind of safari lodge, tent style, I think, according to the documentation. We did about 250 kilometers today. Most of it was asphalt. Now the last about an hour we've been driving on a very nice dirt road.
Dirt road.
So yeah, this was our first proper, or is our first proper day driving around here. Yesterday we arrived, picked up a rental car, got acclimatized basically. They explained us everything about the car, how to use the rooftop tent, what all the buttons do basically. And then we had some dinner at Joe's beer house, which was quite nice, traditional, cool decoration, very cool spot. Yeah, and now in about 15 minutes we'll be at our lodging, find some food, and then see what the activity for the rest of the day.
So we took a short break in the middle of the streets because there are freaking giraffes. Now we enter the Camelthorn Lodge.
You do the paperwork, I'll do this.
Welcome to the Kalahari desert. Welcome to the Camelthorn Lodge. We have a huge, a lot of space, coffee, tea, and cake. This is the location for the sunset. So the bar is open now, and there's a sundowner, like it's called. And we saw some rhinos before, but they were in a fence, especially for the rhinos, because there are poachers. You're learning English with me in Namibia. Poachers. It's especially for them, for extra space and safety. We are on our way to Sesriem. Look at this. Now we arrived at the Sesriem campsite and already checked in, but immediately left the campsite because there is a canyon. And now guess where we are? At the canyon. We found a wild animal, a photographer. Oh no, oh no, it's
Just arrived at our campsite. We're now gonna turn the car around, park it backwards. We have this beautiful tree next to us, which is too low to park underneath it. So we don't have any shade from the tree for our tent, but we can sit in the shade, which is very nice. And then, yeah, we have a little fireplace, make some fire, but we'll show you.
Good morning. Now we are on the way to Sossusvlei. Here's a pretty awake Lars. Never seen him so happy before. Before 9 o'clock in the morning, but here we go.
Good morning. We're at the gate to the Sossusvlei waiting for them to open because they open at 6:30. We're trying to get there and beat the sunrise so we get some nice views of all the big dunes. First we have to do a 60-kilometer drive through the desert and it's still dark out. So presumably sunrise will be during our ride. So it should be pretty exciting.
Exciting. Hello, we already hello. We arrived at the Sossusvlei and there are a lot more dunes than just the Big Daddy Dune, and I'm not pretty sure which one is the Big Daddy Dune, but we will find out.
So we're about to walk up this dune over here along the ridge. There's already some people here because they went straight here and we had the private picture opportunity on the other side.
Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. go. Hi. We did it. We are not going up there because we did all of this. We climbed and hiked here and up here, so it was pretty tough. And now we're going down there. Lazi is already here.
So about 900 and a little bit years ago there was still water here, and then you had this vlei, or this valley with all the trees in it. And then all of a sudden the river, which came from that side, changed direction, which meant there was no more water here. And it dried up so fast that the trees didn't even have time to decompose. So they basically completely dried up, standing here like little fossils of a once green sort of oasis area. So a funny little insider, when you're going through the super soft sand here, it rubs over your shoes, obviously, all the time. But it means your shoes basically get sandblasted. So if you have a pair of All-Stars that you've worn for a while and you put them on, they will look, at least the plastic part, as new after you're done walking around here. So an extra reason to come down here. Fix up your shoes. So this morning before sunrise, I drove us through this bit of desert to the Vlei in our little off-road jeep. So now Kati has to drive us back out, which she obviously does not like. And we're back on the road again. So after we've been playing in the sand on the dunes and everything, it's now time to clean all the equipment, make sure all the dust is out of all the nooks and crannies and whatever you call it, and make sure that all the equipment stays nice and it doesn't get damaged by all the sand.
Cut. Good morning.
Good morning. We are currently driving from Sesriem towards Walvis Bay and Swakopmund, and in about an hour we should be arriving in Solitaire, which is known for its apple pie, so that'll be our breakfast probably today. And it's another surprisingly sunny, beautiful day. It's about 14 degrees, beautiful scenery, so ready for another wonderful day. Yeah, we just hit traffic. There's 4 cars in front of us. That's crazy. I haven't seen so many vehicles in a long time. Time for famous apple pie. Show them the apple pie. Not me.
That's the apple pie. That's vanilla ice cream, cappuccino.
So we're now currently in Solitaire, which is, if you're coming from the north, the last place before you go to the Sossusvlei, but we obviously came from the other way around. But this used to be, well, still is, like the gas station where everybody fills up. And it's quite nice. They left some of the old vehicles they used to use here. And there's a little restaurant, the famous bakery with the apple pie, which is really nice. We bought some souvenirs here, of which at least part of the money goes to the local school, which is the only school within a few hundred meters, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, they have some cars that are really very old. So they're constantly working on the road network here. So even though it's all gravel roads, the roads are actually really, really good.
So half an hour ago there was nothing to show or talk about, but now look at this. Still nothing. Lovely.
So we're currently driving from Walvis Bay to Swakopmund, driving past a place called Langstrand, which means long beach. And it's basically just holiday houses and sort of hotel type lodges to enjoy a beach holiday on the left. And then on the other side of the road there's absolutely nothing but sand dunes with lots of tire marks and car tracks in it for all the people that drive through the desert and go on excursions.
So good morning. Now we had a pickup at the guest house and he drove us here to the harbor. And now we're waiting to get on the boat. It's a catamaran, Starlight or something like this. And then we hope we are going to see some dolphins and whales and some crazy fishes and maybe turtles, so fingers crossed. And look at her! Oh, two of them!
Ja.
Told them there is a whale out there, so now we're rushing towards him, it, and then maybe we have luck. Now we are arriving at the seal colony. So here we are. I hope you see them. There are a bunch of them. There are a bunch of them. And they're freaking loud. I wonder if they come near. Oh, yes. Hi. Hi there. Towards the dolphins with ice cold beer. Archie has a beer too. Our friends from Switzerland have a beer too. So now maybe again lucky to see some dolphins.
So after we did the boat trip this morning slash midday, where we saw albatrosses, seals, penguins, dolphins, humpback whales, and some funky looking tourists. And now we're just finishing our nap and getting ready to be picked up once again to go quad biking through the desert. So hopefully this is followed by some cool shots of us riding quads through the desert.
come da ihan, come da ihan. I is kicking on what come da ihan, come da ihan. And I'm scared music cool, everybody be. And I'm scared music cool, everybody be.
Good morning. We're currently driving through Swakopmund on our way to Cape Cross, where we will be looking at some shipwrecks on the coastline along the way. We finished off yesterday with our quad biking tour. Then we had some dinner at the local sort of steakhouse, where we met a lady that's been living here for a couple of years, and she's been telling us a little bit about the history and the heritage and everything, which was very interesting to get a little insight in the very complicated history. So yeah, let's see what today brings us. We're currently sitting in the restaurant of our beautiful lodge, just watching the sunset out of the window a few minutes ago. We actually missed the seal colony because we arrived here around lunchtime. We had lunch, we decided it was very hot, so we wanted to wait a couple of hours, and we thought 5 would be a perfect time to go and look at the seal colony over here. So we get in our car at 5:05 we're at the gate. Turns out it closed at 5, so we didn't see the seal colony already before. And then tonight will be a short night because tomorrow we'll be getting up very early, because we're going to go driving to a place that's called Save the Rhino camp, which is basically a home base for activities saving rhinos in Namibia. And from there on we're going to be driving along the riverbed, and we just spoke to a guy here that knows the route, that came actually from the same route today, the other way around. And they said that the elephant pack is now moving down that road. So tomorrow we should run into the bull first, and then the whole pack's about 23. Thank you very much, sir. So good morning, we're on our way to the Save the Rhino camp. It's about 7:45 now. We have this beautiful sunrise next to us. It's about an hour of driving on the road, and then we'll see whatever we get afterwards.
Sossusvlei again. Oh, again, Coating on us a sire, and is it the man ho? Even then, go away, Cigarettes and go, and I get clap to the young home. I'm a gunkin is a Quena dark, I see and go. Oh, my car in the cover. Kaya ko nang dumaan ko apki. Si Ebenezer kringay uyapki. Kabaina. Kaya ko na Mario. Mayin kaba.
Made it to the Save the Rhino camp. So now we're gonna have a look around in what they do here and what they have to show us. Wow.
So who's a rhino friend? I'm a rhino friend.
Yeah, of course we had to buy some souvenirs and give a little donation to the Save the Rhino camp. And now we're gonna make our way through the river to Brandberg mountain. So let's see how that goes.
So now Larcy out some pressure out of the tire. So there is more grip on the road. And we don't get stuck in the soft sand. Okay.
So we deflated the tires so we won't get stuck. But just in case, we also have an inReach with us, which means we're connected to GPS and we can use that to send a signal or call for SOS or anything if we do actually get stuck. Which shouldn't be the case, but it's always good to have with you and just to be safe.
I hope you see them, but we found some guides who will guide us the way.
found a herd of wild elephants. Holy shit.
Once again. Now we try to find another path because of the herd of elephants we couldn't pass, or we didn't want to pass.
We waited for over 2 hours if they would move, but they basically didn't. So then we eventually had to move and find an alternative route. We were almost where we needed to be. So now we have to go a long way back, and hopefully there's an alternative route. Otherwise we gotta go all the way back and we won't make it to our lodge before dark. We have our tent, so it's not too big of a problem, but hopefully the alternative route works so we don't have to backtrack all the way to where we started.
Fingers crossed.
to the highway.
Hello! Now we reached the Brandberg White Lady Lodge, and this is our VIP area. Here you can see the shower and the toilet and the fireplace, and here's some water. And now we're going to show you how to build the tent. First step, take off the cloth. Coat. Here we go. Ta-da! Now you put those poles into some specific places. So you build up the roof. And the last step is the vloertuig.
So on the side of our vehicle, there's this little hatch that you open. So it catches air from the front and it creates positive pressure in the back of the van, or the truck, which means that the dust doesn't come in all the nooks and like all the little openings in the side. I did a little experiment, and if you leave the top flap, this one, open and then drive for like 2 or 3 kilometers, everything gets super dusty and you will never get it off again. So the side hatch does not work if you leave the truck open.
Good morning on, I think, day 9. We are leaving the Brandberg White Lady Lodge because we want to go to the White Lady. Now we drive to the office, they call it. Then we have to walk 1 hour there. Then we can have a look at the paintings and then go back an hour to the car. So we didn't know the walking, so maybe we would have left a little bit earlier, but I think we're good. So it's about, what is it? 9:30. It's okay. Let's do this.
take photos, you must take your photo without a flash. So it's a way of protecting for our next generation.
So we're now on our way back from the White Lady wall paintings. We walked there in about an hour, spent some time here, now we're heading back. It's quite a rocky road to go, but it's beautiful and it's very nice to go along. And then we were with our guide, which you will have seen in some of the videos before, I guess. And he explained us everything about the painting, and as we mentioned before, it's called the White Lady. Because on the rock painting, which they found in 1917 by accident when they were coming back from the highest point, which is behind us, which is the King's Stone, they actually slept in a cave because they were so tired, and then the next morning when they woke up, they saw the paintings. And then over time, they thought that the painting in the middle of a white person was female. And then many years later, I think it was in 55, they figure out that it actually was a shaman, maybe also known as like a witch doctor or a medicine man. But because everybody knows it as the White Lady, they kept the name, which is kind of a nice little background story to the site. So definitely, recommend coming here. You will always go up with a guide, and they're very experienced and they can tell you everything about it. And it's a beautiful hike, so it's definitely worth a visit. Made it to the Twyfelfontein country lodge, and you'll see it's absolutely stunningly built into the rock formation here. Good morning.
Another
So I got the car quite stuck. Tried digging it out, but not a chance, without any sort of board to drive on or whatever. So it means I'll have to walk to the lodge and get some help, which is a while, but not too bad. Yes, you're my hero. Thank you so much. So Alex just got me out. He pulled me backwards with the truck, and then he just basically hammered it to get the truck back out onto the main road. Now he's just picking up the big truck that he used to pull me out. And then we're gonna go to the workshop to re-inflate my tires, because I let them completely down just to make sure that we could get out. So he's my hero and he saved me, which is very nice. It's the big truck that saved me, pulled me back out. So we've made it to our resort next to Etosha. We're a bit early, it's about 11:45 now, so we can't really check into our room yet, but it's fine. We'll just have lunch and then head into the park and see what we can find there. Or maybe chill at one of the pools here.
Hello, now we arrived at the Talini Etosha village and already had lunch, and now we're heading to the Etosha National Park to see some animals. is Etosha Day. We have already been to the Ombika waterhole and saw some zebras and giraffes on the sideway. And now we're heading to Nebrauni, another waterhole. And maybe today we are lucky, there is another giraffe. So still lucky. Maybe we are lucky and see some wildcats, but fingers crossed. And still there is a beautiful sunrise.
1, 2, 3, 4. From the day we arrive on the planet, can step into the sun. There's more to see, it can never be seen. More to do, it can never be done. There is far too much to take in here, more to find that can never be found. The sun rolling high in the sapphire sky keeps great and small on the endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves us soul through despair and hope, faith and love, till we find our place.
Short update. Now it's 14:26 and we finally made it to see some lions. Back there, I don't think you can see them here, but I think there are going to be some pictures or videos of them.
Fire sky keeps great and small on the endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves us soul through despair and hope, faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life.
So it's 7:20 now. It's quite fresh. We just came back from the watering hole next to the campsite, where we saw part of the sunrise, but there weren't any animals. So we decided to just go back, quickly pack. Then we have about 3.5 hour drive to our last stop for this trip. And this resort is sort of close to Otjiwarongo, and it's known for its leopard research. And they offer a leopard tracking drive thing, where they use special, well, experts and techniques and whatever, I'm sure they will explain it later, of how to find the leopards. So we want to make sure that we're there well in time. So we're gonna go to 1, maybe 2 water holes here, then drive there and go and look for some leopards for our last night before we sadly have to go back home tomorrow. So I got a traffic fine because I didn't have my lights on, just like now actually. And I had to pay 250 Namibian dollars, but I had to go to the police station to pay it. So a town where we almost drove through, Tsumeb. Drove in, drove around, found the police station. They were actually renovating the police station, so all of the officers were sitting in a tent outside. And And then they were taking their time, writing me the little paper, putting the stamp and everything. And then we just had some lovely lunch at Hungry Lion, which was very nice. Chicken burger stuff. And now we're back on the road for another 2 hours to make it to the next location. So we've just driven the 27-kilometer long driveway of the Okonjima Nature Reserve. There's a springbok crossing our road just now. We're a little bit late, so we're in not really a hurry, but we need to not waste any time to make sure that we're on time to get on the Leopard Tracking excursion. So we're gonna quickly check in and then go around. And this place apparently is known for being one of the best places to actually see different types of carnivorous wildlife here in Namibia. So we're very curious and hopeful to see something nice now at our trip. But the resort already is absolutely stunning to drive around. Welcome to the Okonjima Plains Camp. With some animals.
What?
Some cool people. To give you an idea, this is the road to the restrooms. Past these beautiful banana palms.
When we fenced the line.
So good morning. This is the view from our room that we had. Before we actually had quite a few giraffes, including 3 babies, some little foxes and other stuff running around. But it was a little bit too dark to take a video, but you could see them. And now they all just left, obviously. Maybe you can tell one's behind the tree over there, and then there's 2 adults behind that tree. And there's little foxes over there, but I'm guessing you can't see them, but they're there. Morning. Good morning. Very well, how are you? Looks beautiful, eh? So we're now in a van waiting to be brought to the airport. We just got back to the Namibian car rental place where within 5 minutes they checked the whole car, made sure we didn't forget anything. There were no issues, no damages, nothing whatsoever, so that's cool. And now they're gonna bring us to the airport and send us home. So very sad moment now. Mostly to say goodbye to the country, but also quite a bit to say goodbye to the car, because it's very nice. And highly recommend them because yeah, they're awesome.